All right, let's go ahead and get started. I want to start off by saying thank you for taking time out of your busy schedules and joining us today. I know it's a hectic time for most, especially right now. My name is Jess, and I'm the marketing manager here at Index.io. If you have any questions throughout the webinar, just place them into the chat window and we'll answer them at the end. We'll also be recording this, and a link to the recording will be included in the follow-up email. So I'm sure it's no secret to any of you that the legal world is facing a boatload of challenges with electronic discovery. Challenges like data accessibility, scalability, management, and overwhelming costs. And these challenges are the exact reason Index.io was created. We took the latest technologies and made the most comprehensive e-discovery tool in the industry. So what's so special about us? Well, Index.io is a true do-it-yourself intuitive platform, meaning you can get up and running in minutes without ever talking to a sales rep or even utilizing a project manager. We also cut traditional processing times from days to minutes with our auto scale technology. Need to fire up Index.io on the go? No problem. We offer a free mobile iPad app that is easy, intuitive, and secure. You can literally review, code, redact, and organize your e-discovery documents no matter where you are. Index.io is also the only e-discovery solution that provides a daily hosting model. So what does this mean? Well, it means you have more predictable billing, easier project management, and no minimum hosting charges. There are also no long-term restricting contracts, no licensing fees, no user fees, and no minimums per month. And now for the main event. Austin, our support representative here at Index.io, is going to discuss just how easy our remote e-discovery capabilities are and how they can help you with your at-home e-discovery projects. Austin?
All right, thanks for that intro, Jess, and thanks to everyone for joining us today. As Jess mentioned, we're going to take some time today to talk about how Index.io can help teams that are maybe spread out a little bit. You know, things have been on lockdown for a while, a lot of people working from home, and that's a great time to check out a cloud-based resource like Index.io. You know, all of your data lives in the cloud on our servers. It can get accessed from anywhere. It really makes it a lot easier to manage a team that's kind of spread out and maybe not seeing each other in person daily. So I'm doing this demo from home myself, actually. So everything you're going to see, I'm doing from my living room. You know, I can access the platform, add data, manage users, do everything. Anything in the platform can be done really wherever you have internet access. So to start off, sign up, Jess mentioned, is free. There's no user fees, no licenses to buy. You'll come to our sign up page here, fill out your name, your email, and your phone number, and hit create account. And that's going to send you an email with a link where you'll pick your password. That's pretty much as complicated as sign up gets. You'll come back to this login page, sign in here in the top right, and you're off to the races. Everyone will get a free trial project by default, so you can come in, test the system out if you'd like. I'm going to jump into a project I've got set up here for our demo today, where you can see I've already got some data added in here, and we'll be working with this today. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to come to the admin area here, and I'm going to get set up with some extra users. You know, of course, if we're all working from home, I need to get my team access to their case. So I'm going to come in here. Let's invite Jess to the case here. I'm going to invite her as a user. You can see on this page, you know, I'm an admin. I've got a couple other users in here. And this is because our roles let us restrict kind of their permissions and make it easy for them to get in and see what I want them to see. So for example, I'm going to go over to the roles tab here, and I'm going to set up that user role with some permissions. So I don't need them to be an admin. Review manager is for people who are going to come in and handle kind of a managed review. If you're setting up lots of review batches and have like a huge team, sometimes it's helpful to have kind of a sub admin who can come in and manage some of that for you, but I don't want them to have that permission either. All I really want them to be able to do is I want them to come in, I want them to be able to tag items, run some reports maybe, and that's pretty much it. I'm just getting my team in here to do a review. And right up front even, I want to make it even easier for them. I'm going to hide anything that's a duplicate, anything that's a system file, really just trying to streamline their view here. So I'm going to save that. So we've got a user role set up, got some users invited to our project. The only other thing I'm going to do before I get them into the case here is I'm going to set up their tagging form. So these are all customizable per user role as well. I'm going to switch over to the user one. You can see the admin already has a form set up. But maybe I want my users to have a different form. They're going to be doing a little bit different review than I've been doing in the project. So I'm going to drag out some tags here. I want them to be able to mark things as reviewed. confidential, or maybe they're doing a pass to see if we need to delete some items out of the case. So just a couple basic tags for them to set up here. And then I'm going to get back into the project homepage here. So you can see down at the bottom, these are some review batches that I've set up. So this makes it really easy to kind of take data from your project. Maybe you've run a search, or you've got data from a specific location and you need to assign it to a team member so they can get in and work with it. All you have to do is come here after the batch has been created, hit assign, and I'm going to say I want all my users to have that batch. And maybe this one here for Brian's review, I only want Brian to see that one. So right there, now I've got all these batches assigned out to users. They would come into the site, sign up if they haven't already, get into the project, and the first thing they're going to see is this home page. It's just going to show them the batches they need to work on. They can click right into them here and get started reviewing their set. So it's not even 10 minutes into the webinar here. We've already got a project set up, an account created, some users invited to it, and if we already had the data in, I mean, they'd be off to the races. They're ready to go now. Maybe we want to do a little bit more of a targeted search for them as well, now that we've got kind of the basics set. So I'm going to show you how to set up a search here and share it with specific members of your team. So I'm going to set up a date range. And by the way, this is called our advanced search tool. That's this drop down here at the end. We do have a basic search bar here. You can do basic keywords, but I like the advanced search. You can get a little fancier with your date ranges and how you're doing your keywords, what metadata you're looking at. It gives you a little bit more options. So let's look at anything from 2019 up till today. And let's say I want to look specifically at email records. So we've got a record type in here somewhere. I can't find it, so I'm just going to search for it up at the top there. Make it easy. Record type is email. Okay, so I've got this search set up. Now I want to save it. So I'm going to come down here and hit save. We're just going to call this emails in date range. Now that appears up here in my saved searches section. So you can see these are all the searches I've set up in the project. Maybe I want to make some of these private for now, because I don't want to confuse my team when they get in. Maybe they haven't worked with the platform before and they're coming in new. I want to make it as easy as possible for them to find the set they want. So I'm going to make all of these private, and I'm going to assign this one I just created specifically to one of our users, Brian McHugh's there. He's going to get in and he's going to want to review that search, maybe separate from his batch that we've already set up. So there we've got that. Now when he gets in, he'll see that search over here on the sidebar under My Searches, as well as the batch that he's been assigned. So you can see it makes it easy to kind of get your team set into a project and show them just what you want them to see. You can see if I come over to the collections here, there's a lot of data in this project. It's been split across many collections, a few different custodians. So really having that power to get in and cull your set down to something that you want your team to see, getting them in quickly and easily, it can be really helpful in situations like this where you're maybe spread out. Let's see, what else have we got here? Let me set up an actual batch for you guys so you can see how that works. Maybe I want to do a keyword search now instead of just a straight date range. So I'm going to come here and I grab the full text field, and I just want to look for anything that has the word Brian in it. We've got some records here that have come up from our search, so I want to batch these up. I'm going to give these ones to Brian as well. Maybe he's, someone coming in, he's the client, wants to review his communications and make sure there was nothing privileged in there. So I want to find anything that has his name and set up a batch for him to come and take a look at. Hit start. Give it a sec for that batch to finish generating. And once it's done, you'll see it on the home page here as well, along with all of your other batches. Picking up on your review, once you actually get into your set here and start looking at your files, you're going to see our document viewer here. And over here on the right, you'll see the tagging form we set up earlier. I'm an admin, so we're still seeing the admin form here. But you can apply your tags, mark your items how you need. You're going to say that this one's done being reviewed. You can add notes if you want, review later as well if I want to come back to this and maybe it's a document I need to ask some questions about and return to. And then the number that I want to show you here on the metadata page is the Iio Identifier. This is a really important number, as this makes it really, really easy to share documents with other members of your team. All you have to do is copy that ID shoot it to them in an email, or however you get it to them. All they have to do is paste that ID in the search bar here, and it's going to bring them to that record. So you can now mark this one needs further review. I could share that ID with the rest of my team. They could come in, take a look at it, get their opinion on it, and see what they think and how we want to tag that one for the final set. Another cool feature as far as team management is the audit log. So if you come into the admin area and go to audit, this is really helpful when you have a large team or even a small team coming in and working in a case all together. It's important to know kind of who did what, what's been done, who's looking at certain records, did anyone download anything, and all of that information gets tracked in the audit log here. You can come and see for every user, what are they looking at, what searches are they running, are they actually reviewing their items, did they download files? All that information gets tracked. Every click, everything you can do in the project basically will show up on this page and is auditable for them to come back in and review how your case was handled. All right, and that about does it for our basic tech overview. I'll show you a couple other things over here on the left. There's a support section here. If you're a do-it-yourself person, if you're new to the platform, you can always come in and take a look at our tutorial articles. We've got a great intro video series that'll get you up to speed from start to finish, how to do anything you want in the case. We've also got the same thing in text. If you're more of a reader, you want to come in and read through some basic documentation on how the system works. All that information is in here. Pretty much anything you can do in the platform is listed somewhere in here. So there's a great search bar up at the top. You can find articles specific to searching. How does the system do duplicates? Lots and lots and lots of information in there. Below that, we also have a contact us form here. We have a live chat or phone support during business hours. Even with everything on lockdown, you can get in touch with someone who can help you out with your project, ask questions. All of our training is free, so if you'd like to set up a free training session, just reach out to us with one of these options here, and we'll follow up with you, get a training session set up like this where we can do a screen share, you can ask questions, really get pretty familiar with the platform. And so that is our demo for today. It's a pretty quick one here. Really just wanted to highlight the utility of being able to come in, sign up at any time, not be restricted by having to contact a project manager or, a salesperson to get all of your team up to speed and, into the platform and set up with accounts. You can do it all yourself. You can come in, as many team members as you have can get onto the case and start working. And it's very easy to get them down to their specific data set, exactly what they need to see, and kind of share information like that. So have we had any questions come in, Jess? I don't think I've seen anything so far come in through the chat window.
Nope, I don't have any questions yet.
All right, so if anyone has any questions, now's a good time to get those in. And the only other thing I'll show then while we're waiting on some of that is if you go to our main homepage here, index.io, there's some good resources on here as well, specifically our pricing page. You can see a breakdown of how much it costs to add data into the project. Once you've added data, you get 30 days of free hosting. And after that, it rolls into a per day hosting rate like Jess mentioned. So if your project goes away on the 3rd of the month, you're only paying for those 3 days. You don't have to pay for the entire 30 days up front. It's really just as you use it, what you use. So all of that information is broken down on this page. Take a look at that. There's even a calculator you can do to estimate your costs in advance. If you want to know kind of what a project's going to cost you before you start it off, you can get a rough idea here. And I haven't seen any other questions come in as well, so we'll wrap up there. Thanks everyone for joining us. We'll email a link to this out to everyone, and hopefully we see you next month at our next webinar.